Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you doing? So I'm laughing because prior to coming on, I was shown this card, the Between Worlds card, in my mind's eye, and there it is. Inflexible. Yeah, so I decided to come on today, and I don't even know what day today is. 26th of February 2024. It doesn't matter. Whenever you find this, it's meant for you, possibly. So, decided to come on because I was picking up a lot of really wonky energy in the fields, in the collective fields. A lot of left brain thinking, which is the masculine, very earthly, very 3D thinking. There's some paranoia, there's some restlessness, there's some frustration, there's definitely seen it in my readings that I'm doing for others. There's a um, just a ready to give up on everything kind of energy, fed up energy. So, yeah, we just had the full moon in Virgo on Saturday. And I know we're tipping out of that energy now, but I was curious as to why I was picking up on everything I was picking up on. I mean, I've changed my clothes 3 times and I've only been up for less than an hour. So, and there's nothing, so because I've just woken, there's nothing for me to be restless about, frustrated about. I mean, it's a day off. It's a beautiful day. I'm going to go outside. So, I know it's something in the collective. So let's take a look and see. And I find it very interesting the decks that Spirit asked me to use, especially the Osho Zen Tarot. It's got some really bizarre depictions in the images. So I feel it's gonna go very well with the energy I'm picking up. So let's tap in here. Fidget's on the couch. Hi, Fidget. What are you doing, Fidget? She's getting a haircut today, but she doesn't know it yet. Hi, Fidget. All right. Divine Mother, Divine Father, guides and guardians, ancestors, ascended masters, what can you tell us, please, about the energy that I am picking up on? What is the message for the collective here? Thank you for allowing me to be a conduit for these messages. Imagine. I feel like, yeah, I was picking this up as well. Like the other side of the coin kind of energy is we're about to step into a whole new experience. Our dreams that we've been dreaming and hoping for a very long time, either they're about to come to fruition or we're about to level up to the next um, timeline that we need to be on for this, whatever these dreams are, these goals that we have for ourselves, whatever we've imagined our lives to be like, So, because we are in Pisces season, Pisces is the last zodiac sign of the zodiac year. And it's a culmination of all the other zodiac signs and all the other archetypes and elements that, not elements, yes, elements that go into the culmination of all the signs of the zodiac. And it's very evident to me that at this time we're being asked to look back over the last year, and past 2 years, I'm being told, and where we hoped we'd be at this point in time versus where we're actually at. And sorry about the voice. I'm having upgrades still and still, going through the purging of um, having illness. So I've noticed my voice is getting a little deeper than what it's been. So I know it's hard to hear me. And Can't do anything about that. My volume's up. I'm not going to wear a mic. It's just not me. So, with that being said, let's keep going. So, yeah, so there's this energy of, I'm tired of waiting for my dreams. I've put everything out to the universe and I'm getting nothing. Well, you're not getting nothing. You're just not getting what you expected to get. And I know that can trigger some people, um, but it's the truth. We have, when we set our sights on something, when we set our intentions, we do have expectations, but we have to make sure that when we're setting those expectations, so we also set the expectation that we are open and free and surrendered to the divine um, unfoldment of these dreams and goals that we have for ourselves, that it's going to come about in a way that we can't even imagine. But it's not saying, don't keep dreaming, don't keep, you know setting your intentions. Excuse me. What else can you tell us, please, about this energy that I'm sitting in this morning? By the book. There's structure. There's Saturn's energy. So we've got like the Imagine energy, which is like a Pisces energy. It's very fluid. It's very ethereal. It's very dreamlike. But then you got bam, boom, Saturn energy. By the book. Gotta dot my T's. Gotta, dot my I's and cross my T's. And maybe also feeling very hemmed in by the structure that the 3D experience is bringing forward. It's very, again, hold please. All right. Whew. Let's see if I can keep talking here. And the change in the winds. Yes, so that between worlds, I am going to pull it out. Interesting, I've got a reverse card in my deck. It's right there. Interesting. Okay. What happened with my deck here? So this energy that I was picking up is because, what I've noticed in my own journey over the last, 12 years of my awakening, is that every time I was ready to give up or ready to make a major drastic change in my life, for me, it was my hair. Um, it was always in the beginning. It was like I cut it all off. My hair was down to my ass, and I cut it all off. It was right after a surgery. I needed a change. I felt like I was about to shift, and being newly awakened, I didn't understand it. But now looking back at it, I understood that every time I made a major change in my life, there was definitely a new timeline coming in. It was because the energies, excuse me, were progressing. So we've got 11, we've got 12. Yeah, 11 and 12 here. So we do have a progression. Things are moving forward, and that's why you're frustrated, because all that 3D thinking is what's coming to the surface right now, because it's got to be cleared out, because we're not meant to hold on to it. We're meant to trust in the divine. We're meant to surrender to our divine path, to our soul's journey, because the soul already knows what we're meant to experience and who we're meant to experience that with. And so I feel like right now, what I'm picking up 100%, and it came through in a reading yesterday, that there is a very large group of the collective, because we are in an awakening wave, is how that's coming through from spirit. An awakening wave of those. So you think you might be awakened. Well, awakening isn't just a one-off event. It's a progression. It's a leveling up every time. And every time we step on a new timeline or a new quantum leap into a new higher consciousness, things from the older consciousness needs to fall away. And it can bring up some frustration. It can bring up some antsiness, some, okay, I want what I want and I want it yesterday kind of energy, you know. So this is just confirming for me what I was already thinking and feeling, and picking up on myself, that humanity, a big chunk of humanity, is about to level up. And they're feeling the energy under the surface starting to rumble and rise them up. And it's like being on a boat in the middle of a storm, which you shouldn't be on a boat in the middle of the storm, but in case you get caught out on the water, it's rocky. You can't get your footing. you know, each step you take, you've got to make sure it's grounded and anchored in, and, and everything. And it's before you can take your next step. So there is some unsettled energy here because there is change. We are about to level up. The solar flares are indicative of that. All of the solar radiations that we've been going through, the radiation storms, that's indicative. All that is all that is higher consciousness streaming in, and purging out of humanity and out of Gaia, and out of the energy fields, that it's purging out everything that's of the lower mind, of the left brain thinking. And pardon me. Sorry about that. I'm finding that I can't be around the too close to the incense smoke and the sage and everything that I burn, which is sad because I love burning it. So I've got it behind the camera now. Let's see if it's coming right at me. I'm going to turn it around. There we go. Go the other way, please. Whew. it's just telling me that there's a lot of energy here to be cleared out. So all right. So let's tap into the Osho Zen Tarot and see what wants to come out here. I do have my book open here only because the major arcana, I like to also tap into what the traditional meanings are for this deck. But we'll see what wants to come through. I do have Merlin here with me. I also have Osho with this deck. Very higher consciousness energies. Totality, it says here. Five of Wands. Interesting. I said Five of Wands. I wanted to say Five of Pentacles, but it's not Pentacles. It is Wands. The totality. So I'm getting the phrase big picture. I'm thinking, is there, so yeah. So with this being in between worlds, and when we set our intentions and put them out to the universe, and we're not where we hoped we'd be or we thought we'd be at this time in our journey and this time of our human experience, it there's so much more to it than yeah, Two of Wands possibilities. And there's the ego. That's what I'm really getting, is there's a need here to see the bigger picture here. So being in that left brain thinking, try to activate your right brain thinking. Just try to tip yourself over there into your knowingness, into your intuition, into your creativity, into, the feminine energy. Get a bigger picture here. There is a bigger picture that we're not seeing as a collective. And I feel that bigger picture is that we are about to change timelines. We are in between worlds right now. We are not fully in the new timeline yet, because there's so many more souls that need to awaken. And that's why we're feeling that rumbling under the surface. It's because so many are. It's literally, I've been shown this all weekend of all the readings I've been doing, because I did a party on Saturday. Is I kept being shown that don't dismiss the possibilities possibilities that you can go to sleep one night thinking and viewing your life in one manner, and literally, seriously waking up the next morning and having what's been coming through for me. The term is like a spontaneous awakening. Think about that for a minute. What kind of soul shock is that going to put on those souls that are awakening? It's going to be a huge impact, and it's going to bring up frustrations. It's going to bring up fears. It's going to bring up this left brain thinking of what's going on with me, what's happening to me, what's wrong with me. There is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing happening to you. It's all for your highest good, and it's just imperative that I that spirit brings that through. What else can you tell us, please? Why is the structure here with the Bible book, please? Yeah, rebirth. This is the judgment energy. It's funny. It's also Ten of Swords energy. It's an ending. Either way, it doesn't matter. Either way, it's a 10 energy. It's rebirth. It's an ending. Old cycles are ending. Old structures are collapsing. I mean, look at our political realm. Look at our financial realm. Things are being broken down because there needs to be a breakdown before the breakthrough happens. I'm hearing it's imperative that we step precariously through our experiences. I'm also hearing, getting a twitch in my eye here, so I know that I'm right on with something. Um, I'm also hearing that we need to be precarious, and I really don't know what that word means. I guess cautious, careful, aware. Um, um, I'm still not sure if it's fitting, but it's precarious is the word that's coming through. I might need to look that up later. I'm so sorry about my voice and my throat here. Um, so with our words, so that's where I was going with that. We need to be a little more aware of our words that we're speaking to ourselves, about our situations, to others, what we're spewing. Be careful of what you're vomiting out into the energetic fields about your experience, because that left brain thinking, like I said before, it can bring about some anger, some from really deep frustrations. And that's just, it needs to come out. Yes. Perhaps the better way is to write it down, just spew it out on paper, getting out of your fingertips through a pen onto the paper, and then burning it. That just dissipates it very quickly. But if you do end up speaking it outwardly to someone else, or even just to yourself inwardly, be sure you clean it up afterwards, is what I'm hearing. We need to be very diligent with our word, diligent with our thoughts. Yeah, because again, they're saying, because this is not happening to you, this is happening for you. So if you've got a sudden shift that comes in, for example, from a reading that I recently did, you get laid off, and the layoffs are coming because there's been a memo that came out or there's a rumor throughout the where you work that there's going to be layoffs. So you kind of know it's coming, but then when it happens, it's like you act like you didn't even know. And so if you know it's coming, there's a possibility of this new shift happening in your life, with your finances, with your day-to-day life, getting up, going into the same job every day. If you know that's coming, then use that as a gift, because it's actually a gift. You're being pre-warned. You're being given a bigger picture, that, hey, you're given a heads up that something is about to shift for you, and we're helping you here to prepare for that. But if you're not taking it on board, that the universe can't take responsibility for that because that's yours. Think about that. I just feel like this reading is going to be a lot of tough love energy coming through from the universe because because it's already in the energy fields from the collective. It's just frustration, thinking, a lot of victim mentality, you know, that it's happening to you and not for your highest good. And it's that it is you're going to be able to see when you're on the other side of it. I can promise you're going to be able to see why what's going on is going on mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Talk to me about this change in the wind, Spirit. Sharing. This is the Queen of Wands energy. Confidence. I'm hearing being balanced in your left and your right brain energy. Let's get some more about this change in the wind. It can be a sticky situation for some. They can view it as that. And if you keep viewing it as that, if your mindset is set on that way, then you're going to create that for yourself. But if you can step out of that left brain thinking, then you can come into a better perspective of it. Very interesting. Wow, we've got the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Or no, the Queen of Swords. Yeah, the King and Queen of Swords. Control and morality. I'm hearing this is about dropping the control, trusting your intuition, trusting yourself, trusting your higher knowing, dropping the control, dropping the the mindset that you are in control. The only thing you're in control of is your thoughts and your response versus your reaction to things. Yeah, so I've picked up this as well in the readings lately is I'm such and such an age, I'm running out of time, or I thought I'd be so much further along in my life and have everything figured out by this time. You have no control over that, and the age that you're at is it's a number. It's a number of years you've been in your vessel, but it's not who you are. It's not your identity. I am not. Yes, I've been in this body for 57 years, but I am not a 57-year-old person because my soul certainly doesn't feel that. It just feels like um, this just feels like the left brain thinking, and I'm really onto that today for some reason, and probably because I've been doing some training and some webinars with Reverend Klingler, Sharon Klingler. She talks a lot about the left brain versus the right brain. And, being an intuitive, we want to be in our right brain. And being awakened souls, you want a balance between the left and the right brain thinking, because the right brain is the feminine energy and the left brain is the masculine energies. It crosses that there's a the barrier that crosses in the brain. Um, anyway, I'm just really picking that up a lot lately, and it's making sense. What her teachings are, are about is it's making sense in the readings that I'm doing. I'm seeing it more and more, and I'm seeing myself catch myself being in the left brain versus the right brain at times, and being able to, I'm practicing and working on shifting into the activation of the right brain. This is for a few of you. This is, the King and Queen of Swords here, has typically been for me, for whatever reason, has typically been a divorced couple. So for some, this is, um, having confidence that the divorce is going to be as smoothly as you think, or as you really hoped that. And it could just be the simple fact of now things are really just hitting you in the face, like, okay, I filed for divorce, you know the house is sold. I know someone's situation. I know you're going to be watching this, so I'm not mentioning your name, but I'm picking that up here, because this change in the wind has the cupola from the top of the castle or the house. And I am so sorry that my stoma is deciding to speak up right now. If you've got headphones on, you don't need headphones to hear that. She just decided to pipe up there and put her 2 cents in for this. And so she's saying that it could just be a very challenging situation right now, especially mentally with these swords and the control and the morality here. Um, it's like things just finally getting the aha moment of finally being in that space of, okay, this is more real, like for real life right now. So, um, and you're being asked to just stay in your center, stay grounded, stay in your higher knowing that this is all for your highest good, that you've done everything that you were meant to do because you were following your soul. You were following the nudge of this rebirth that's coming for you. For the rest of us, still you can apply that. There is definitely shift. Maybe some of us are, just realizing, waking up one day and going, okay, it's time to move. You know, it's happening out of the blue. I feel like is okay. So what I'm being shown is like I'm being shown. So when you set an intention, so when you're remember in high school when you were writing a book report, we had to do the outline. We had to do, you know, the Roman numerals, and then the subcategories, and for each section of our book report. That's what I'm being shown, and I'm seeing it. All the words on the page kind of flip around and move around. So the order of things that thought, how we thought things were going to play out in our life, has shifted. We're seeing that um, what was at the bottom of our list is actually becoming more important now. It's kind of shifting places with the other things that are on our intention list. Um, and we're being asked to be a little more flexible with that, be okay with that, instead of saying, nope, I wanted to move in 2025, not 2024. Well, 2024 is coming through and saying, hey, we have an opportunity for you. We have look at the possibilities here. Rise up and understand that everything that's under the umbrella of what you want, what you desire, can happen at any given time. It's not going to happen at the time that you want it to happen. And it's going to happen in a manner that is totally off off grid or off kilter of what you imagined it to be. I feel like we're being asked to really pull back and get a bird's eye view of our individual experiences, and really take an opportunity. This full moon in Virgo we had over the weekend was a great opportunity to take a look at that. You know, are we where we want to be? Um, are the seeds that we planted, and this has come up in my own meditation, but it's been coming up in readings as well. The Seven of Pentacles energy is every seed that we planted exactly what we want now? Are we in alignment with those? And if what we're not in alignment, let's dig that seed up. Let's plant something new. We have that ability. We have that power. We have that, that knowledge and that wisdom of doing that, because you're probably feeling that nudge to shift things, to change things, um, and realizing that it's okay. You don't have to be so rigid in the manifestations that you set in motion, a year ago, 10 years ago, whatever it is. You don't have to be so rigid in them. You can shift that, and you can continually break down those structures for yourself, working with the divine, working with your guides and everything. And we're meant to continuously upgrade and adjust ourselves, you know, because I mean, we're energy. We're constantly changing and moving, right? We have to readjust ourselves at all times. That includes our thinking. And this is really coming through, with a mindset here, shifting the mindset, rising above things that weren't moving for us, that weren't fulfilling us. And taming those inner urges to be um, impulsive. This isn't a time, and that's another thing. Spirit is saying that the people around you might think that you're being impulsive. It's not about being impulsive. It's about, what, I'm feeling this deep in my soul, and I've got to act now, or I've got to start implementing, the stages of how I'm being guided to act on this situation, whatever this is. I'm getting like a dual message, all weekend with my readings is make sure you're not impulsive, but yes, follow the guidance. So there's a difference. There's feels like there's a fine line between following the higher guidance, that nudge within your soul, like you just can't shake it, and being impulsive, like mentally going off in your left brain and just going off, half cocked, and not thinking about things. It's funny because when you're following your nudges, it's like your human might not feel like it's got all the pieces to the puzzle, and you probably don't, but there's a knowing that is the right direction for you to go in. So there's that, maybe that's that fine line. It's that knowing. Okay, well, that just okay. So, all right, Spirit. Thank you for that channel's messages. And what else can you tell us about this between the worlds? Where are we going? Where are we going as a collective? Whoop, hey. Ah, I love that. I I love that. Okay, so I'm going to take these two in reverse, although I don't normally. You know that. And I'm doing it because they did fly out upside down. And I've got schizophrenia, the Two of Swords energy, and I've got playfulness, the Page of Wands energy. So for some, the schizophrenia is, um, you may feel like you're going crazy because, and I've been there, done that in the past. I remember that feeling of, the leveling up. I wasn't quite in the higher consciousness yet, but I wasn't even in the lower consciousness. And it was like I had no identity. I had no connection to anything. I didn't know. And I'm there again, but I know I'm not going crazy because I'm starting to see the patterns over the last 12 years. So this is this is a reminder to keep your humor. This is a reminder that new things are coming, and even though you don't have the full layout of everything, again, this is, trust your knowing and have fun with it, wherever it takes you. Um, yeah, there are going to be some in your environment that are going to say, kind of think that you're off your rocker. Um, just laugh it off. That's simple. That's what Spirit's coming through saying it. Just laugh it off, because it's not their journey, it's your journey. And we have it clinging to the past. Spirit wants us to let go of it. See, look at that. This all this stuff that's in our head. See, this is a box on our head. All the stuff that you've put yourself in that box, all your thoughts, all your feelings, all your frustrations, all your, it's time to lift that box off, burn it, get rid of it. We are, that's exactly what's going on now. So anything that's coming up, all that frustration that's in you, all that I'm ready to give up that's in you, all that victim mentality that's in you, it's the past and it's coming up because it's meant to be removed. And it's being removed simply by, number one, either acknowledging it, just acknowledging that it's there and it's not who you really are, um, by venting, talking to someone, a counselor, a friend, me, if you need somebody to, that's been through that and has, learned some lessons through that already, reach out. I'm here to talk. Um, or writing it down and burning it. Like I said, whatever way you get it out, do it constructively, and have fun with it. Be creative with it. Um, you are not losing your mind here. You're actually gaining a lot. You just haven't gotten that bigger picture yet. There's some pieces of the puzzle that haven't fallen into place yet, and that's okay. But you've got this knowing, and even just having that knowing could be new for you. Um, Especially, I'm hearing, especially for males, um, who resonate, or females that resonate very strongly with the masculine energy. Um, what else do you want to tell us? Yeah, that's probably why I'm picking up a lot of that, but I'm not saying if you're in a feminine energy that you can't be going through this, because you can. Most certainly you can. Because we all have the masculine and feminine energies within us, right? Oh, I didn't realize 37 minutes. All right, there's another 10. 37 is, reduces to a 10. New beginnings, endings of old cycles, new beginnings starting. And the new beginning can't start until the old is completely finished. So, what else do you want to tell us about where we're going? Is there, let me see if there's anything else I want to ask besides that. We've kind of gotten some advice about, getting into the right brain, looking at the bigger picture, knowing that, trusting in your higher self and your soul's knowing that this is, happening for your highest good and not to piss you off. God, Goddess, the universe, your guides, the ascended masters, the angels, they are not malevolent beings. They are benevolent beings. They are beings of love and light and, um, unconditional love. And they are not sitting up there laughing at you going, oh, look at how they're tripping around themselves and stumbling and struggling and suffering. That's not how that works. So if you're in that mindset, shift it. Better. I'm being told to say, better. Get out of your head. Get up out of yourself and view the situation from a neutral, higher perspective, higher frequency, higher consciousness. You're knowing you know better. Let's close this out. What else before I get my final oracle card, please? What other guidance can you give us, please, about what's happening in the collective energy? The world is going through a big shift right now. Three of Pentacles energy. Guidance. Yes. Listen to your higher guidance. Listen to your guides. If here's the thing. If you're confused right now, that's another big thing that's in the collective energy. And, of course, with all that energy, frustration, definitely confusion is bound to be there. what I've learned on my journey is that when I find myself being confused, it's telling me I'm in my left brain. It's telling me I'm not connecting with the divine within me. I'm not embodying that myself. So if you find yourself confused about anything, that's just an indication that what's needed for you is to get into your heart space, do some meditation, take a break, get away from people if you can, go for a walk, go by the water if you can, and tap in to the higher energies, because the guidance is there for you, and they're just waiting for you to say help. Plain and simple. You're always being guided. But if you're not listening, if you're not tapping in to your own divinity, then you're gonna end up in this state of confusion and frustration. And let's get a final message from the Shaman's Dream Oracle, please, Spirit. Pretty rough energies, but huge awakenings happening between now and the end of the year, October-ish. We've got a big wave of consciousness coming in with solar flares and the eclipses and everything. And this year is gonna be big, kind of like 2020 was, just in a different way. But the wave of consciousness is very, very, actually it's very similar, but they're saying it's an even bigger wave. Hold, please. I love this. You're moving out of stagnation. That's why you're feeling everything that you're feeling. Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. Things are stirring up right now because they have to. They've got to come up and out of you. They've got to come up and out of humanity. They've got to come up and out of Gaia. It's all for the highest good. I'm feeling one more. 3 shuffles. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Moon Maiden, new beginnings. Yes, because we are stepping into a new time. We're stepping onto new timelines, quantum leaping, big time. Interesting. So this reduces to a 5, 41, and Dust Devil is a 15. So there's a 6, 5, 6, and here's a 4. So the bottom of the deck, because I'm going to take that one too. Numbers, so if you're seeing 3, 4, 5, 6, it's important. It means that you're on the right track. So we have 3, and we've got 4 here as well. So pay attention to the numbers. We are moving into, look at all of this, grace and generosity. The divine is coming in and showing you grace, and they will continue to do so. It's just imperative that you continue to stay tapped in and stay out of the left brain. And we got Dream Thief, refusal of the call. That frustration, anywhere where you have resisted in the past, anywhere you were, however you've resisted, your calling is going to be coming up. And you might feel like, that your dreams are being taken away from you. You're being asked to readjust them. You're being asked to look, have a broader perspective of what you want. But things are definitely moving in the right direction. Herald of Change on the bottom of the deck, Horseman. Love that. Definitely moving forward, but right now it's gonna feel a little uncomfortable for a while. But you can rise above that, get a bigger picture. Try your best to stay out of your head. But if you have to be in that left brain, Energy, use it as a gift that it is. See what it wants to teach you, see what it wants to show you, that is whatever it's purging out of you. And remember that everything has a counterbalance, it has a mirror. So take a look at that for yourselves, whatever situation, whatever thought, whatever it is for you. And yeah, well, I hope that resonates with someone, anyone. If it does, uh, here's another plug, which I hate doing. Hit that like, share, subscribe button on the bottom, and you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. Which I'm not sure how often that's going to be. Things are shifting here on the channel. Not quite settled yet because I'm not yet in my new timeline. I'm not yet on my new um, um, timeline. Yeah, timeline. Thank you. um, but yeah, that it's coming. Things will shift. There might be a little poll coming up on the channel about what you might like to see on this channel. So um, stay tuned. And yeah, I will be doing another live coming up shortly. I'll be making a post about that for $10 readings. The funds for that will go to my granddaughter Quinn's dance tuition. So jump on board for that. Who doesn't want a $10 reading, right? You'll get kind of what you're getting here. You'll get oracle, you'll get tarot, and you'll get guidance, and hopefully clarity and healing through whatever comes out for you. So yeah, keep your eye open for that on the channel. That's coming in a couple weeks, and I will be talking to you soon. Thank you for joining me. As always, from my heart to yours, I love you, and we'll see you next time.